mayonnaise jar and proceeded to fill it with golf balls. He then asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed that it was. The professor then picked up a box of pebbles and poured them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly. Pebbles rolled into the open areas between the golf balls. He then again asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed it was. The professor next picked up a box of sand and poured it into the jar. Of course, the sand filled up everything else. He asked once more if the jar was full. The students responded with a unanimous yes. The professor then produced 2 bottles of wine from under the table and poured the entire contents into the jar, effectively filling the empty spaces between the sand. The students laughed. "Now," said the professor, as the laughter subsided, "I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls are the important things: your family, your children, your health, your friends, and your favorite passions. And everything else was lost, and only they remained, you would still be full. The pebbles are the other things that matter, like your job, your house, and your car. The sand is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the sand into the jar first," he continued, there's no room for the pebbles, and the same goes for life." And I pause here to tell you that this philosophical gem could have been written about Joe Modest. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that are important to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Joe does. Spend time with your children. Joe does. Spend time with your parents. Joe did. Visit your grandparents. Joe did. Take your spouse out to dinner. Joe does. Play another 18 holes of golf. Joe does not, but he lets Brigitte play golf while he plays Dudo. There will always be time to clean the house, fix the disposal, or deal with things from your job. Take care of the golf balls first, the things that really matter, which Joe does. Set your priorities, which Joe does. The rest is just sand. One of the students raised her hand and inquired what the wine represented. The professor smiled and said, "I'm glad you asked. The wine just shows that no matter how full your life may seem, there's always room for a glass of wine with a friend. Please share this with someone you care about." I just did. So, isn't that beautiful?
That's really nice. That's really nice. He's a good friend.
He's a good friend.
I wanted her to read it. Look, we are a family. I never thought I'd be sitting down and giving all this. And I want us to click. I want to be here next year, and the year after, and the year after.
Honey, I'm going to make sure you eat well and do everything you're supposed to.
Okay.
There's the white sand.
You gotta take your medicine and do everything you're supposed to.
And keep doing his exercises, he said. He said that's
He
what's gonna
does.
keep him going.
He's very good about that. He does that every day.
When I called him on his birthday, he was doing his exercises, and
He
said,
does.
He said, I said, "I interrupted your exercise, did I?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "But if I want to make it to 91, I got to keep doing my exercises."
So I'm glad he does.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to say? That's it.
Anybody else want to say a few words?
I want to say a few words, but when I give him the presents, so I don't know when you had planned that you wanted to have us give the
I was
presents.
up when, I was thinking after the cake, if you want to do
So
it
no,
before
no,
the
we
cake,
can wait.
it's up
You
to
know,
you.
let's take a break because we had a couple of long speeches, and so.
Now we're all ready for cake?
Yeah.
I think Maria's waiting for
I'm
that.
waiting
I think
for
we're
as
ready.
much time as you
Yeah.
want.
Amen.
We'll just say we all love you. We're thankful for all being here to celebrate with you.
I've got one thing to say. He's right. We are a family, and I'm kind of happy. It's great to have everybody here at this table.
Yes. Oh, and happy birthday to you.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dad. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
We won't say stand
Try
up,
to blow that out.
No, it's
Make a wish.
Make a wish. I know what your wish is.
He said it before the candle.
He already said his wish. He said his wish. He made a wish.
See, that's his poker face. You couldn't tell he made a
Yeah,
wish.
right.
Oh, he's got the best poker face.
That's Mr. Poker Face.
Is everybody having cake, right?
Yes,
Mama,
thank you.
poker face.
That's right.
We're gonna call him Mr. Poker Face now.
It's actually a good song.
Is that how you do that all the time? Have a poker face?
That's what it's.
He is, he's the best bluffer, and you have to lie in liar's dice, you have to keep a straight face and
And you win
lie.
a lot of money.
Well, you told us to customer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm too honest for that game, if I get something good, you know,
You're all
my face
excited.
like my eyes,
That's a
you know,
bad
he,
face.
Yeah?
I'm not good at that.
That's a bad one.
Man of a thousand
No,
faces.
stick with your regular face, that's good.
He's the only one who can beat Kate in
Yeah,
the stare off, the
Even
laugh
she,
off.
even she, she admits that.
She beats all of us, you know,
She
to
beat
make
up
the
the-
first person to laugh or whatever
Yeah.
when you're staring. But he beats
Should
her.
have pointed at.
Thank you all for coming.
Try
We're
and
thankful
stop
to be
us.
here. Yeah, we're-
I can seriously tell you, when he was close to death about 3 times in the hospital, what really kept him going, I think, is he kept saying, I want to have that birthday party. I want to be here at my 90th birthday party. I really think that was one of the things that kept him going. I
Good,
do.
I'm glad there was, that it was there then. And you made it.
You made it.
It's
Now
a date,
we're
it's a
going
date
for
for next
91.
year.
Yeah.
I really did.
I know.
God bless him.
I
I
was
know.
very depressed.
It's
I
a
know
big
you
number.
were.
It
I know
is.
how horrible it was, and how sad you felt, and how depressed it was.
It was hard for me too, trying to cheer him up.
I'm sure, but you did a good job.
You
I
made
make
it
you laugh at home. I don't make faces, I tell you stupid things.
It's just as good. It's the result that matters. Doesn't matter how you do it.